This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of February 25th, 2019. Lots of testing behavior going on this week. We are getting the hang of a new energy, and it feels a bit like we're all coming back from the dead. It feels a bit like an early experience of spring, even if you're in a part of the world where we're about to hurtle into autumn. There's a sense in the air of finally being able to do something about a lot of different situations. The circumstances may still be very much what they were. We may still be dealing with, grappling with sorrows, burdens, illnesses, losses, deaths. I'm not going to underestimate how painful the past few weeks have actually been for some people, actually for many people. But there's a resilience that's lighting, burning, fueling us, moving us onward, onward, onward. It reminds me of adolescence. When you learn some new skills, you learn some new possibilities for your life, you see freedom that you didn't experience when you were a kid, and you're trying out new behaviors. You're testing to see where the limits are, where the walls are, how far you can go. So this new mode does have a bit of bravado to it, a bit of recklessness, a bit of bravery, a willingness to just try it and see what happens. It's as if we're all in some kind of role-playing game online and we stumble on a new tool or a new weapon and we say, okay, let's see what happens when I use this. Bam! And then our character gets killed and then we come back to life. Or maybe our character just gets damaged a bit and then moves on. But there's not a finality to trying out the new skills, trying out the new possibilities, trying out the new potentials. We are in the final days of Uranus in Aries, the cosmic change agent of unpredictable change, volatility, lightning bolts, Molotov cocktails, alternate viewpoints, is wrapping up a journey that began in the spring of 2010 and that ripped up our concepts of where the ground was under our feet. We've all had our sense of security cracked open and possibilities awakening in us of other ways to go about things. This has been a self-actualizing transit, pushing us more and more into expression of who we are, and also emboldening us to act more impulsively, spontaneously, boldly. Now, all of those qualities are useful if you have a concept of where you're going, what your goals are, who you are, what your integrity is, what your ground rules are. And if you have those intact and then act quickly, everything's actually going to work out fine. The issue becomes when you're just blundering around or you're refusing to look at things in yourself or in your life and you act precipitously. So there may be a bit of a streak of that in some of the things that happened this week, but I encourage you to look at everything that's going on as wrapping up the self-study course you have been engaged in for 9 years in unlocking your autonomy. There's an odd way to look at it. Middle of the week brings an opportunity to move forward on this. There is a supportive, easy invitation between the Sun and Mars, our drive, our personal action hero. But this is something that requires you to actually reach out and grab the opportunity. It is not something that drops into your lap. So you will probably feel an opening to maneuver in some way with this. And if you've already done some soul searching, gotten clear on yourself, gotten clear about yourself, have an idea of where it is you want to go, this could be a very beneficial opening. This could be a moment of trying out the new tool, trying out the new weapon, and going, oh, wow, it worked. As we careen toward the weekend on March 1st, something breaks open, breaks apart, breaks through. Venus, who rules what we desire and value, love, money, relationships, creativity, beauty, all our little precious toys, is slamming into the change agent Uranus, who's parked at the end of Aries. This is like a graduation exercise for Uranus leaving Aries. Something breaks open in our heart, something unlocks, and within the day, Venus then changes sign and goes from Santa baby Capricorn into Aquarius, which is, I want to be friends with everybody, give me freedom. I'm just going to go here and there and follow my own drummer. There is something in this shift that harkens back to May of 2018, a time that I have spoken about a lot. Venus is currently moving across the same degrees that Mars traveled in the middle of May when he slammed Uranus, and both of them shifted from one sign to the next. Something in our hearts, our desires, our hierarchy of values, our relationships, our money flow, something is now breaking open, breaking loose, and making room, making way in some way that is an outgrowth of both the journey of Uranus through April 2010 to early March 2019, and also whatever the shift was last May. And this is bringing to mind the line in Leonard Cohen's Alleluia, reminding us that a crack is where the light gets in. And one last note, Mercury will be turning retrograde next week once we get into March. So everything that's going on now, you may get a chance to revisit, if only in your thoughts. Homing thought of the week. What is the right action for this moment? Song of the week, Be Brave and Then Be Strong by Fred Rogers from his TV show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And the image of the week is the Page of Swords in the Tarot, an adolescent holding up a sword, wielding it, and trying it out. You'll find more information about all this at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list, book a session with me, and find some helpful resources in the shop. Visualizations for meeting Chiron and meeting Uranus, and also my Uranus in Taurus guide. I have a guide to Mercury retrograde at Om Times. Look for the link below. And you'll find bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl. And I am, as always, deeply grateful to my many patrons who are keeping Astro-Insight from going behind a paywall. You'll find me on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group, the Astro-Insight Lounge, where we have a lively discussion going on about current events most days, and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.